All right, Don here, the handheld addict, back with another quick video. I got the Oneplus 5T almost a week ago. I've had it for almost a week, and it's been a pretty good phone. Pretty great, smooth experience so far. But a lot of people have been complaining about certain things with the UI, specifically the navigation bar. So people have been complaining that the navigation bar usually defaults to white, especially like when browsing, using the internet or other apps. Whereas stock Android, which my Nexus 6P is, usually defaults to black. So a lot of people prefer the black, and I used to really prefer the black too. So people have been trying to figure out how to change that, or have been a little frustrated by that with the OnePlus. So I want to talk about just a few ways to maybe adjust it to your liking. None of these are the perfect solutions, but these are just some more options for you. So the first one would be to just go in and you can choose to hide the navigation bar. So you would go into your settings, go down to buttons. Let's see, find where the buttons are, right here. And then this gives you lots of great options. If you're new to OnePlus or Oxygen OS, there are some really nice options here. One of the options here is hide the navigation bar. So you can choose that. Now, what that does is it brings up a fourth button. And this button, if you tap that, then it just auto hides. And then if you want to bring up that bar, then you just swipe up from the bottom, and then it will hide it. Now, if you want to keep the bar there permanently, then you just tap that again. And so like that's the setting there, right? So that's permanent, and then that's the auto hide. So that works pretty well. I've been using that for a little while myself, and it makes for a really immersive experience. Without having that navigation bar there, you've got even more screen. But it doesn't really affect the color, so it's always going to be usually white. Another way to adjust that would be to go into your settings, scroll down to apps, and you'll see full screen apps here. Please switch compatibility mode if apps experience full screen display issues. I actually haven't had any full screen display issues so far. I was kind of surprised. I thought that there would be a few apps that just didn't work and I would have to go in here, but I really haven't. However, you can, if you do manually change it. So, okay, here's my internet browser. Right now it's in full screen mode. If I change that to compatibility mode and it turns it into 16:9, the weird thing is, see, it brings up the black navigation bar. Now this is a imperfect solution because it also it squeezes everything into 16:9. So you get a little bit extra space for the the notification and the status bar there. It's kind of weird. It's a little bit more than what it would be with for the space for the icons and the time and all that. It reminds me of the Essential phone, like when they need to cover the notch, they make it a little bit more. And same with the bottom too, a little bit. However, my display is set to small, so my navigation icons are a little bit smaller than the default to begin with. But still, yeah, so it's not really a perfect solution either. So that it's okay, but these are built into Oxygen OS, so if you want to choose a built-in solution. Now the third solution, third option, and my personal favorite, is to download a app called Navbar Apps. this is a pretty good app. I've actually been using it on my 6P and my 5X. It's just fun because it changes your navigation bar color to whatever you want. And you can do that app by app. So go into it, and then it will give you just the option to turn it on. And it chooses the color from the app. So whatever color you sort of see the icons are, it will basically be that color usually. Now, so here's my internet browser, and this is the default. So I go in, and you can choose to add apps. It's all automatic, but if you want to select certain colors for certain apps, or to disable the coloring of the app navigation bar, you can choose this in this setting. So it will give you this choice here. So for Brave, I can choose whatever color I want. So let's say I want it to be black, like the way it is in stock Android. So I select this color, and then boom, pretty nice. So it looks really like a stock Android experience, right? It's a really good app. The one thing about it is it's not perfect. There are going to be some issues where it doesn't quite work, you know, it's not fully compatible or whatever. But it usually works quite well. And the only issue I found with the Oneplus 5T in particular is that sometimes when I've got the screen off and I turn it on, when I'm going to the home screen and I turn it on and it goes right to the, like it's going to the home screen, sometimes it would color briefly green and then go to this transparent. And so I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on with that. So here's a little trick. If you have this phone and you try this and you're using this app and you have that kind of problem, is there's this weird little Easter egg. So you have to go into the menu there and go into About, and then go into the Navbar Apps title here and tap this about 10 times. There we go. And then it will show a history of app detections. So if you have any problem with a particular app that does some weird coloring, you should go into this right away and then check out your history of the last few app detections and see if you can find it. Now, my particular problem with that weird coloring when I went to the home screen was this particular app, OPAOD. So my guess is that that's Oneplus always on display, but I don't even know. But once I disabled that, I didn't have that problem. So this is a particular to this OnePlus 5T. So if you have that kind of problem, you're using this app. Anyways, that's about it. Yeah, so I'm hoping that Oxygen OS will come up with an update that will allow us to choose where, to make the navbar or black or whatever color we want. But in the meantime, these are the 3 choices that I've come across. So hopefully this will help you out. All right, talk to you later. Thanks.